All right, so let's get some basic understanding of this machine. So I'm gonna have a seat. You're not gonna see my face through much of this because it's me explaining how this machine works. So one, it works very similar to an industrial sewing machine for fashion. This type of machine, which is a high post, is used for three other things other than wigs. They're used for handbags, shoes, hats. So think of that as accessories. Handbags, shoes, hats. And then your fourth is wigs. The reason why you can use this with wigs or this high post machine, because what this is a piece that's added to it. This is the high post, so you kind of see it. Well, I'll show you, because on this one we're maintaining this. So this is a high post. So again, it's used for those four things. What makes one of the four things you use it for to make wigs is this dome piece that's attached to this industrial machine. Now, industrial machines are not the same as home sewing machines. They operate the same way, but these machines happen to move a lot faster. So there's two things you need to practice when you ever get on these machines. You need to practice, one, controlling the machine, and that's based off your speed. So these pedals, depending on how they're actually put together, which the three of us, we actually put this machine, both of these machines together. But based off the pedal and how it's actually connected, you see this here is the connector to the pedal. So when you press it, it pulls this lever, and this is like your brake. So you can tighten it to make the brake a little tighter, or you can loosen it to make it loose. So it just depends on how you adjust this so that you can control it. You cannot move fast if you cannot control the machine. So these machines move very fast. I do have two sewing machines at home that move pretty fast, but I can control it because the pedal is a little bit different and it's not running off this motor. That's a motor. So it's not running off that motor. Everything is electrical. There's your on and off button switch, and this is your hand dial to be able to, it runs with the motor and everything underneath there. So industrial is exactly what this is for. Stitch length, tension in here, it is actually threaded the exact same way as most industrial machines are. So there's your tension threader, and then it goes through your take-up. And what I mean by your take-up is that little loop. So it's the same as a home sewing machine, threading it all the way down into the needle. Your bobbin case is underneath here. So I'm gonna see if I can push that aside. Hold on, I'll put my camera down so you guys can see what I mean. So I'm gonna put the camera right there. There we go. So inside of here is where the bobbin is. So if I lift this up, yeah, that's the bobbin. So you have to thread the bobbin, which you would thread the bobbin on this. So there's your bobbin piece, your bobbin casing. You thread it on here. It loops all the way around, and it only goes through this. Press it in, and it'll wind on its own with no issue, and the needle won't move. Once you're done, thread it how you usually would, and you actually sew on this just like it's a sewing machine. It's no different from home sewing machines. It's a straight stitch. One thing about sewing machines at home or home-based sewing machines, they have other stitches like zigzag stitch and all of that stuff. So that's the only difference. This one is completely straight stitch. Most of your industrial machines that are for mass producing, whatever the product is, usually is a straight stitch for construction. So I'll show you guys the wig that I just finished, which happens to be this one. So this is what it looks like on the inside. So depending on your caps and everything, but the whole purpose is for it to attach the wefts onto the cap. This is completely marketable here in South Africa because we're about to go back into the old school methods of wig making. because it's not actually, in the States, you know, everything is lace frontals. So we're starting to see that pulling back because of cost and hair loss, which is my focus. So we're kind of going back to the old techniques. So I had to go back and, you know, like do some more research and also bring back the old techniques that I've had on videos already on it. So this is exactly what we're just using the 4x4 closure on. And this is an example of one that I'm going to have to take a loose because it's the incorrect pattern for the weft, the type of weft that's being attached to it, and that's why it's causing this rippling. So we'll discuss that at another time, but this is exactly what this is for. So yeah, I just want to break down what this is. It's just a sewing machine. This actually lifts the presser foot, so see, it lifts the presser foot, even though it does have in the back a lever that you could lift to lift the presser foot. So when it's mass production, the point is to go fast and to get as many products done as much as possible. So that's the purpose of industrial machines. But yeah, so just wanted to give you a cap on these machines. We got these overseas, China. I believe this brand, I'm not exactly sure, it might be discontinued, but yeah, that's where we got them from. They're very expensive, so think about it. Make sure you do your research on the purchase. I will see you guys next video or next clip.